During your strategic planning exercise and when you're trying to build your budgets, it is extremely important for you to realize what is your S-curve. Now, S-curve is a very standard practice of anticipating where the market is going. So first question that you have to ask yourself is, what's your universe? After which, what are the consumer behaviors and trends that are currently in place? Once you understand you have this data along with you, it helps you to craft a S-curve. Assuming there is a y-axis and x-axis here, and that y-axis and x-axis has a S-curve like a wave, okay? Now this wave is something that is going down and coming up. Ask yourself, where is your product right now? Is it being hit by competition? Are the margins getting low? Is there too much of competition around it? Which also clearly means that there has been a lack of innovation or something new in your company. So make sure that you're doing something new in your company this year. Why? Only then you will be able to capture a better market share and, more importantly, also seek some good profits around it. Now, please realize, while you want to do this, make sure that it is delayed copied. What do you mean by that? You create a product or a service, make it in such a way that somebody copies it, or if they want to copy it, they will take a certain time to copy it, okay? Because everybody is going to catch up to a new product or a service when they know there is a market. So you don't have to shy away from that, but make sure that you are doing something that they would copy you a little delayed form. Okay, so that's point number one when it goes to the S-curve. Let's look at the point number two of how a S-curve helps you. Now, you may want to make a decision of jumping that S-curve. Now, what do you mean by that? And that is the tool I'm going to talk about. Now, if you want to jump your S-curve, there is a tool called value engineering. Now, what do you mean by value engineering? Assuming there are two triangles, okay? And like inward up, and inward down, there's a triangle. You see these timekeeping machines, the sand machines. So assuming that is there right now. On the top is the value, and at the bottom is the cost. If you merge both of them, there will be a diamond that gets created at the center of both the triangles. Okay. So if you notice, this is the triangle, that's the inverted triangle, and this is the normal equilateral triangle. Okay. Now between that, a diamond is getting created. Now when you say diamond is getting created, what does it mean? It means value is getting created. Now when we say value is getting created, how does it work? For every situation of your product life cycle, you have to ask why, which is 5-time why questions. Why would my customer buy it? Why would he ensure that he comes to me? Why would he like my product? Why would he share it with people? So that why analysis, whether it's a manufacturing or it's a service, you got to do that. And every time you find an answer, you will be able to get around 4 or 5 pointers for which your customer is ready to pay in a higher perceived value. What does that mean? For you, the cost would be probably 10 rupees, 100 rupees, 1000 rupees, but he perceives that as 1 lakh rupees. And that's the key of making value engineering. That's how you actually reduce the cost and increase the value to your customers. Because realize, value is a perception. Cost is hard in nature. So in the given format right now, when the raw material prices are really at spike, you got to start working on alternatives to your raw material and how it still suffices the purpose of your client or your customer, and it reduces your cost. Now that's where value engineering works for. And if you're able to do that, that is where you will jump the S-curve. If you're able to jump the S-curve, make sure, write it down on a piece of paper, you making profits. Now, does that happen just like that? No. You can actually plan it. You can plan the budgets that you will require. You can plan the time that is required. You can plan the resources that is required. You may want to hire certain experts who can do value engineering for you. You can look at resources, get yourself educated so that you can build your value innovation. Now realize all of this is a part of your budget. Because if you don't plan it, if you don't envision it, you don't plan it. If you don't plan it, you don't execute it. If you don't execute it, which means if you don't take actions, profits are not going to come your way. I hope you've understood the S curve, the value engineering curve, and the diamond to be created. But this can be planned. Do not think that these are ideas that come in your bathrooms. These can be planned, and these can be planned and executed like bigger companies do. The best part about bigger companies is they plan it. The worst part about smaller companies is that they do it on a spur of a moment. It's all knee-jerk reaction when the customer says reduce my price. Don't get into that trap. Be more proactive in planning your S curve and jump in it. I will see you in Aarambh because that's what my subject is, and I'm going to help you understand where all can you do value engineering. All the best.